All right, listen, I wish more than anything, and I'm working towards it, that every week I could upload a video that's absolutely crazy, like buying a new car or painting it, or wheels or a body kit or turbo kit or something like that. But the reality is I'm not rich, so it's not realistic for me. But what we're gonna be doing today is 100% free 99. If you own a C5, a C6, or a C7 Corvette, you could do it for free too. So let me show you what's going on. One major problem that I have with this car, as cool as it is terribly, terribly ugly with this ride height. I could enter the Baja 1000 with this thing, and I'd probably have a pretty good chance of winning. Now, I don't know if GM was ahead of their time when they designed the Corvette chassis, but these things come factory with what's called a lowering bolt. It's an adjustable bolt that threads into the leaf spring and sits on the top of the lower control arm. And pretty much whether you raise that bolt up into the leaf spring, or if you back it out of the leaf spring, it'll in turn raise or lower the car just a little bit, but enough to notice. So that's exactly what we're gonna be doing today. I'm gonna be adjusting all 4 of those bolts. I've heard the 2 fronts, you wanna max them out as far as you can go, and then the 2 rears, you gotta cut one of the ribs off to get it just a little bit lower and max those out as well. So let's get into it. So I got the Vette out in the street. I know you're probably saying, why the hell are you working on the car in the street? Well, I don't feel like pulling the Supra out, and I only have this little spot right here. Not a lot of room to work. So we're gonna be doing it in the street. It is getting a little bit dark. I gotta try and hurry it up, but I think we'll be able to get it done. Should be a super easy process. I'm gonna jack up one side, pull the wheel off, adjust the bolt, slap the wheel back on. And then the rear is gonna take a little bit more time because we do have to cut that little rib on the actual lowering bolt itself. With a Sawzall, it should take no more than 30 seconds. So enough talking. Let's get to it. So I got this hot rod all jacked up, got it jacked up regularly right there, and I have another jack underneath the leaf spring. What you're supposed to do is jack it up high enough to where you can fit a jack stand under the leaf spring so it takes tension off of it. But I don't really feel like jacking the car way high up in the sky. So I grabbed my second jack and I'm putting some tension on the leaf spring. But if you can see, that's the bolt that we're gonna be adjusting right there. So now that the tension is off of it, I'm gonna go grab, I think a 10 mil it is, and start turning. The lady I got this car from was an absolute sweetheart, but man, she could not drive, let me tell you. Look at the curbing on this wheel. I never really looked at these wheels before now because I really haven't touched the car besides the headers and the radiator, but wow, time for wheels. So it was pretty stuck on there. I had to squirt some lube on there, but she's free and we're twisting it. So we got that bolt fully maxed out. It's turned all the way up into the leaf spring. Won't go any higher. That's all for the front left. This bushing is absolutely fried. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is probably just order some aftermarket lowering bolts. Ended up just saying screw it, and we lowered that thing as low as it'll possibly go. The bushing on it is done. There's no life left on it. It needs to be replaced. But I'm doing coilovers on this car very soon anyways. So he said, screw it, let's just run with it, even if it doesn't lower the car or if the bushing completely shreds or whatever. Not a big deal. Like I said, coilovers are going on. So now we're working on the rear. Got the wheel pulled off and we're looking at everything. Here's the bolt for the rear. We got it soaking in some PB Blaster right now. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually get the Sawzall and cut one of the ribs off on the actual bushing, just so it sits a little bit lower. It's gonna be kind of a difficult task because it is in kind of a weird position. My buddy Donovan, you guys saw him in the exhaust video. He's confident that he can cut it. So we're gonna try it. I don't know how we're supposed to do this. I didn't look it up. We're just gonna go for it. I wish I could explain to you how bad that smells. It doesn't even smell like burnt rubber. That is so bad. We ended up having to take some tension off of the leaf spring. So what we did is we jacked the leaf spring up from the bottom, and then I'm actually sticking this breaker bar between the leaf spring and the control arm and just pushing down. It has a lot of movement, see? Should put less pressure on that lowering bolt and should be able to cut it a little bit easier. We got the bottom part of the pad for the lowering bolt out. Smooth cut. Now we're gonna actually lower the bolt and then move on to the driver's side. If you live in a neighborhood without an HOA, consider yourself lucky. I just got bitched at for 5 minutes for working on my car in the street. So in order for me to not get fined, had to move the car into the garage, which I'm not doing because the Supra is dead. So I'm back at my buddy Donovan's house. We're just gonna finish it in here. I have literally this corner left. We already did the two fronts and the passenger side rear. All that's left now is the driver's side rear. And already, I literally drove half a mile down the road. You can see how much of a difference it made. Obviously this side isn't done yet, but just to give you guys an idea, I'm gonna sit perfectly right there. So this is the before, and then I'll do the after. So now I'm in his garage. We got some better lighting. I can show you guys a little bit better. So with the, well, I'm using a breaker bar, but you can stick anything in there. It goes underneath the leaf spring and above the control arm, and you kind of just pry it open. You can see it takes the tension off of the bolt right there, and you'll be able to screw it up or down, and then it'll take also the pressure off the rubber so you can cut through it. But that's what I was talking about when I said you gotta take tension off of the leaf spring. It's on the jack stand right there. Not fully, but just enough. And then we're using the breaker bar to pull it up, and it's working good. All right, so number 2 is out. Dude, you are the man. Always helping me out, like with my cutting or grinding projects. I hate cutting, I hate grinding, so this man is always there to help, so I appreciate you, dude. But we got the second one out. It's extremely hot. Probably wouldn't recommend inhaling that. Got PB Blaster on there. Old burnt ass rubber smoke. That's it. So now we're just going to adjust that bolt again, screw it all the way up, and then we're done. And that's all she wrote. I'll probably wait to get an alignment because these tires are like from 2016. So I'm not really worried about burning through them if the toe messes it up or anything like that. And plus, I want new wheels. So I'll probably hold off on the alignment. If it fries the tires, it gives me a reason to buy wheels and tires. So, but yeah, so that's it for the front. I'm gonna have to replace the fronts. They're really bad, the bushings. I'll probably just get OEM ones if I can find them, or just aftermarket, maybe. Those are cut. Now we're just gonna lower that bolt and then put the car on the ground, and then we're done. All right, so we just finished up, got all 4 corners lowered, maxed the bolts out as much as we could, cut the 2 rears. It still has to settle a little bit. That's the after. Still has to settle, like I said. It's probably gonna take a day or two, maybe, 10, 20 miles or whatever. But just right off the bat, from stock suspension, you could definitely tell the lowering bolts do something, at least. I'm still gonna do coilovers, like I said, but right now it's free, so why the hell wouldn't I do it? Once again, brother, thank you. When I was showing you guys the car for the first time and I said I didn't like the red and I was gonna swap everything out for black, I don't know. Kind of growing on me. Kind of growing on me. I'm starting to like it, especially with the top off. It looks so sick. Like, let me see, get me back up. I don't even know if you'll be able to tell. But the red guts just look so fire. I don't know, what do you guys think? Holy shit, what a difference. Wow, that looks insane. Like, for a free lowering kit, this looks damn good. I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. The rear could be maybe a ½ inch lower, and the front could be maybe a ¼ inch lower. But overall, I am super, super happy with this, especially for being free. What? And I'm telling y'all, man, this red interior is growing on me like you would not believe. Wow, I don't feel embarrassed to roll around on this thing anymore. It actually is sitting kind of proper. I'm still gonna get different wheels and a little bit bigger sidewall tires, so it should fill up that gap just a little bit more. But, like I said, I'm happy with it for free. I'm still gonna replace the fronts just because those bushings were so bad. What's up, man? Yeah. Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna end the video here. There's nothing else really to go over. You guys saw how to do it. You saw the before, you saw the after. I'm happy as hell with this. If you own a C6 or a C5, C7s I think have the same way of lowering them. 110% would recommend doing it. It's free and it looks damn good. So I hope you guys learned something. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, whatever, leave them down below. I'll do my best to answer them. But for now, that's gonna do it. Take care, stay safe, live fast.